Hey, I knock both of these out. Both of them. They both sleep. Shut up, I'll knock your ass out next. Both of y'all, shut up.
That may or may not have been one Darrell Revis on a leaked video that came out over the weekend regarding his alleged assault and his arrest. And, oh, my, this is getting weirder by the minute. Welcome in, Raineri and Zemach 640, Fox Sports, South Florida. Want to thank you for stopping by, hanging out with us here on this Tuesday, as we are all recovering from a nice 3-day weekend. Hopefully you had a chance to take some time off for the President's Day holiday. What didn't it used to be like just for Washington? Wasn't it just like George Washington Day? And
it was George Washington and Abe Lincoln.
And they just combined them?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, no, you're not getting more than one day. No, not getting you more than one day off.
Yeah, I believe they did it about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yes. I can't think of anything less. Time off is obviously at a premium in this world here. You know, those of us that actually have jobs, we usually work very hard at them. So I can't think of anything less that I would want to do on a day off than hold a sign and protest somewhere. But to each their own, I guess.
Stop that. No.
I'm just saying.
Not my.
I wish I had time to. I really do. I want that job. Like, how do you do that? Do I have to move into my mother's basement? Like, not have a job, or how does that work?
Get a pipeline to George Soros.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
Yeah, who knows? No, you're right.
Just people are just way too angry these days for no reason. They really aren't. Everyone got to chill. Can we make weed legal in every state now? So everyone just take a.
It might not be a bad idea.
You know what I mean? A couple of nice sweet tarts here. Take a couple of edibles, a couple of gummy bears. Everybody went. We're all
relax,
good.
Yeah.
Everyone chill. You guys are way too on it. It could be worse. You could be Vladi. You could be Vladi Divac this morning. How would you like to be Vladi Divac?
Hey, I'm not both.
No, well, you could be that guy that got absolutely smoked, but I like this guy better.
I had a better deal 2 days ago.
Than what you got now?
Yep.
Yeah, wait.
You had a better offer for Cousins 2 days ago?
Talk to those agents. I don't want to go in details. I don't want to discuss about the process. It was a big process for us.
It was a big process.
You can't be honest as a general manager. You can't be honest with the media, especially on something like that.
He was being honest, but he just didn't. He didn't further explain the fact that, you know, DeMarcus Cousins' agents were poo-pooing every deal to every team that wanted him because he wasn't going to sign a long-term contract, and he was making that known. So I understood. It was nice, Vladi, but you did come across as a complete idiot.
Just clueless.
Yes. Not as clueless as these two morons that got knocked out for 10 minutes.
Oh, boy.
In the middle of a street last weekend, and we came to find out on Friday how poor Darrell Revis got caught in the middle of something at 2:45 in the morning.
What's he doing out at 2? What are these guys doing out again at 2:45 in the morning? They're targets.
He ends up being charged with felony assault.
4 felonies.
Turned himself in. 2 dudes got knocked out. And all of a sudden, sure enough, and we were waiting for it, TMZ gets a hold of the video that was on this person's cell phone who was taping the harassment of Darrell Revis the entire time. Now, we didn't see everything that led up to it. The only thing that we witnessed were these 2 dudes laying on the ground and that guy in the background screaming and yelling and letting people know that, lights out. Good night.
Now, I've heard Darrell Revis speak hundreds of times. In my opinion, that's not his voice.
It doesn't sound much like Darrell Revis's voice. It's hard to say for sure.
Right,
Who knows?
Obviously.
But I can pretty much tell by the release of the statement from Darrell Revis's attorney, who, by the way, happens to be like the go-to guy in Pennsylvania when athletes get in trouble. Jerome Bettis has used them, Le'Veon Bell, a whole litany of other players have used this particular firm and this particular lawyer. So he seems to be able to navigate through the court system rather well in Pennsylvania. TMZ is not claiming that the person heard on the video is Revis either, but they do say that the Pittsburgh Police Department confirmed that the video is from the same incident that resulted in charges being filed against Darrell. And, of course, once this video became public, the attorneys went into action, saying, quote, "It is our custom and practice to be reticent in media comments relative to pending criminal cases. As such, we have not weighed in on the prosecution of Darrell Revis relative to the charges of aggravated assault, conspiracy, robbery, and terroristic threats. However, the most recent publication of the TMZ video, I guess we're going to have to compel me to say something." And what they go on to say, and I'm paraphrasing here, that Darrell Revis absolutely, categorically, and positively did not knock out anyone, did not conspire with anyone to commit an assault, did not say, "Shut up before I knock your ass out," and surely did not rob another of a cell phone. The voice and admissions made on the video are not that of Darrell Revis. We have no doubt, but that further investigation relative to the clothing and voice verification will corroborate the above assertions. I can pretty much safely say at this particular point that if his attorney is coming out with that, I can pretty much assure you that, and it would not at all surprise me if it was Darrell Revis' team behind the leak of that video, because that video, of all the things to put on that video, or of all the parts of the video to release, you released the part that will pretty much exonerate Darrell Revis of all these charges, not the part where Darrell might have been acting aggressively, like telling the dude, like, "Get the camera out of my face," where they chose just a snippet, TMZ, of the video that shows some other dude mouthing off saying how I knocked everybody out. Shocking. And by the way, it is also important to note that the two victims told the police that they weren't sure if it was Revis or another man who actually knocked them out. So
this story has changed, what, 15 different times since it actually happened?
The rush to judgment on so many levels here has been astonishing. Absolutely astonishing. From Darrell Revis having been assaulted is how it started, to Darrell Revis was the assaulter. Then everyone's saying you got to get rid of Darrell Revis. Everyone was throwing Darrell Revis under the bus without actually even knowing what was on the video or what evidence they may or may not had. All people heard were Darrell Revis is turning himself in, and the whole world went, "Well, you got to get rid of him. Now you just got to cut him. You got to get rid of him. Nobody's going to touch this guy." I mean, the hot takes over the last 72 hours regarding Darrell Revis about how he's just, now his off-field problems aren't worth the money. Like, whoa. Slow your roll.
Now, his contract isn't worth it, and maybe there's a clause, we talked to Ian Rapoport later, where the Jets can get out of this contract because of some legal issues. But yes, you're right. The over, what's the word I want to use? Just
the overreaction? It's like ridiculous. The overreaction is absurd.
And it's changed. The narrative has changed, like I said, 15 different times.
Oh, it's crazy.
He's the worst. Cut him.
Absolutely
it's
crazy.
Not him. He's okay. It's all over the place.
And you got two victims who said, "I don't know who hit us."
First it was Revis reportedly Friday. Now they don't know.
Then the attorney has been completely adamant about the fact that it was not Darrell Revis. And it's so funny to me, just that one part that'll exonerate Revis is the one that got leaked by TMZ. Shocking! You think you got a Revis fan somewhere in the police department? Because how else do you get that video? I mean, he may have been, I'm sure he was present. Darrell, I'm sure, was present for the fight.
I mean, there was multiple reports a guy with a star tattoo was involved in this, and he has a huge star tattoo on his neck.
He's the most recognizable guy. So if you recognized him, sure, he might have been present. Doesn't mean he was doing any of the punching.
Fair. We weren't there. We don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Like you said, the video clip is short and after the fact.
Now, which begs the question, really, why did you make such a big deal about having to arrest Darrell Revis if, in fact, A, they couldn't identify that it was Darrell Revis who punched him, and B, you already had video showing some other dude staking claim to it. So why would you not have waited to do a little more investigation before you decided to throw, terroristic threats and everything else at Darrell Revis? I just think it's a little strange that he is the only one who has thus far been charged with a crime.
And they're continuing to say he never even threw a punch, not even in self-defense.
I'm pretty sure that this unidentified man in the video that is talking and who can be seen a little bit there, I am pretty sure he will not stay unidentified for very long. And
his quote, I knocked both those mother effers out.
Yeah.
Which, again, doesn't sound like Darrell.
Yeah. Let's not forget, you got to have that fall guy. And I am pretty sure Darrell Revis is not going to be the fall guy for some unidentified guy that was with him. It's amazing to me how people have gone overboard with this. Nobody waited for the full. We never wait for the full story. We just read a headline, and that's the way it works in today's society now. We read a headline. The headline don't even have to be real. It could just implicate somebody into something, and you can turn it into whatever the hell you want to turn it into. For instance, another situation happened over the weekend. Locally here in Jupiter, the Cardinals, one of their great offseason acquisitions was Dexter Fowler.
Yes, absolutely. World Series champion Cubs.
So after, over the weekend, as a matter of fact, Dexter Fowler was asked what he thought about Donald Trump's travel ban on Muslims. Now, understanding that Fowler has a personal stake in this ban because his wife is from Iran and his sister-in-law recently canceled a return trip from Qatar because she didn't want to be detained. Oof. So when asked, and all he was asked in this interview was quite simply, what do you think of this travel ban? And he said, it's huge, especially anytime you're not able to see family. It's unfortunate. That was his answer. That, of course, turned into the headline that he bashes Donald Trump, and the Donald Trump supporters take to social media and completely destroy him. And it's just amazing to me. Like, nobody actually read what he said. All they read was the headline and the headline read something to the fact that Dexter Fowler, anti-Trump, bashes the travel ban. And the whole world went collectively crazy. But nobody actually took the time to read what he said or have any sort of text as far as why it's why would anybody ask Dexter Fowler? Did anybody bother to ask that question? Like, why would somebody even ask Dexter Fowler? Why? Well, maybe because he's married to a Muslim woman.
It directly affects him.
And it's not like he went out on any sort of, so to his credit, Dexter Fowler, bless him, he says that, listen, apparently there's a whole lot of people that don't like me now. Whole group of people that hate me. So he says, I'm always going to care for my family. And if a question is asked out of concern, I'm going to answer the question truthfully. It's not to hurt anybody. It's my perspective. It's unfortunate that people think things that way, but I believe they're a little sensitive right now. I'm not being the sensitive one. So for all those that are mad, I'm actually going to give away free tickets to the game if you want to come down to Jupiter.
Really?
And hang out at the game. He's like, bygones be bygones. I'm not mad.
What a good dude.
What a nice guy.
And you know what? And I'm going to bring something else up because the same on the opposite side, Bono from U2 met with Mike Pence for 30 seconds, 2 minutes,
right?
And called him the second busiest man on earth.
Yeah.
And now everyone's roasting him on Twitter.
Oh, how about the best part is Rory McIlroy, who's getting ready to play in the Honda Classic this week. Rory McIlroy was actually seen playing golf with the president this weekend, and boy, oh boy, is he getting destroyed! Can we all just take a chill pill? Seriously,
this is unreal.
The rush to judgment here is just condemning people for who they play golf with, or a simple statement of, oh, it's concerning, has blown up into, we got to slow down on this. Damn. People getting roasted. For what? What do you do?
I'll leave Dexter Fowler alone.
The guy was asked a question because his wife is Muslim. He didn't say anything about the president. He just said that it's huge.
And it does suck, I'm sure.
I can't see my family, and that's unfortunate. And that's all he said. That's all he said. That was it. One question, that was all said. Darrell Revis. It starts out where he's assaulted. It turns into he's now getting arrested. Terroristic threats, and, oh, that's it. Ban him from the NFL. The NFL, what are you doing? If the NFL doesn't jump in right now and just ban him, oh, this is going to have implications for the Hall of Fame. This was the crap that I was listening to over the last 3 days. I'm going, why do you people have a job? Seriously.
And the storyline, too, if he still played for New England, he'd be out of the league.
Oh, yeah, he'd be done. Oh, yeah, he'd be done. You got to get rid of him. Oh, now he's never going to get in the Hall of Fame because some jerk-off is – what are you people talking about?
Let the legal process play out.
It's a week old. We didn't find out about it until Thursday.
Right. It happened when? Sunday?
And then that turned into – it changed 25 times in 30 minutes. Yeah. And the hot take galore. Oh, Darrell Revis got to go. Oh, the Jet, this is ridiculous. Now you know what? He's a problem off the field. Just like, what? What are you people talking about? Hell, if I'm the Jets, I'm ecstatic. At least he's showing some fight.
He didn't show any all season.
He didn't show crap all season. Can we all just take a step back, take a deep breath, and let's just let things play out for a little. Let it play out. See how it works instead of jumping to ridiculous, wild conclusions. Unreal. 844-640-6464. 844-640-6464.
By the way, you see the curves on Fowler's wife?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, did you see that? I didn't want to. We're going to have to post a picture of that. Oh, my word.
Dexter Fowler, good guy.
Yes. Coming up next, we will get to the Miami Dolphins and their moves, which really can't take place until, a couple of weeks. But, hey,
looks like it's
in
done,
principle, right?
In principle, yes.
Right now we have a bunch of handshakes and winks and, like Jeffrey Lurie does apparently, like, hey, I'll sell you the team, $1.6 billion.
Right.
All right, let's shake on it. They're doing the same thing across the NFL right now. And this is, you want to talk about fake news. The stories that are going to come out over the next couple of weeks, you will probably, in this order, have Aaron Rodgers traded, J.J. Watt's going to be traded, Cam Newton's going to retire. You wait to see the amount of fake news headlines that you're going to have over the next couple of weeks, because none of this means crap until the second week of March?
Second week of March, March 13th, I believe
yeah.
is the date.
So, okay, good luck deciphering through that garbage. But it's coming. And we'll give you the latest. This may or may not happen, according to Ian Rapoport. We'll tell you the latest coming up next. Raineri and Zemach, 640, Fox Sports, South Florida. So, Frio Cryotherapy is coming soon to Palm Beach Gardens. Now, what's cryotherapy? Well, it's a method of using extreme cold that's great for pain and helps you recover after a workout. It's also great for your skin as well. Just a few minutes of cryotherapy treatment where temperatures reach down to negative 250 degrees, and you'll feel better than you have in years. You can come see for yourself what a special grand opening and an introductory offer of just $25 for your first session. Just go to the website at friocryotherapy.com. That's FRIO cryotherapy.com for more details. That's friocryotherapy.com.
Here's what's trending on 640 Fox Sports South Florida.
We start with NFL news. The Miami Dolphins completed a trade yesterday in principle with the Jacksonville Jaguars for tight end Julius Thomas. The Dolphins gave up a 7th-round draft pick in the trade. And in a separate deal, the Fins also traded away left tackle Brandon Albert to the Jaguars for a 7th-round pick next year. And in college basketball, the Miami Hurricanes got a huge road victory at number 18 Virginia, 54-48 in overtime. The win puts the Canes right in the thick of the March Madness draw. Also, Florida State beat Boston College 104-72, and number 12 West Virginia got a win over Texas 77-62. And in hockey news, the Florida Panthers have found themselves right back in the playoff mix. The Cats got their 5th straight win last night with a 2-1 victory at St. Louis. Vincent Trocheck scored the game-winning goal with 4.8 seconds remaining to bring the Panthers to a record of 28-20-10 on the season, which is currently good enough for the 7th seed in the East. 640 Fox Sports South Florida is your home for Panther hockey. The Panthers have the night off tonight before coming home to play Edmonton tomorrow night. For all the latest in sports news, log on to foxsports640.com. I'm Stephen Diener.
So I don't know if you had a chance yesterday to take advantage of the unbelievable deals that are happening at Bremen Honda right now, my favorite dealership. But if you do get a chance, make sure you get there this weekend and take advantage of true zero leasing. We're talking zero down, zero security deposit, zero out of pocket, zero first payment. You can drive a brand new Honda as low as $199 a month. That's what's happening right now at Bremen Honda. Nothing due at signing. Just drive off the lot in a brand new Honda from as low as $199 a month. Bremen Honda of the Palm Beaches, dedicated to your total satisfaction. That's right. They want to make sure that you have the best car buying experience ever. And I can tell you right now, for the last 5 years, it's the only place me, my parents, my sister, my friends go to. We all get our cars from Bremen Honda because we know we're getting the best deal possible. 5200 Lake Worth Road in Green Acres. That's 5200 Lake Worth Road in Green Acres. Take advantage of the true zero leasing right now at Bremen Honda. Zero down, zero security deposit, and zero due at signing. We don't know how long this is going to be available. So take advantage. Get there today. 5200 Lake Worth Road in Green Acres, or shop them online at BremenHondaPB.com. Looking forward to the Honda Classic this week, as the best golfers from around the world are going to be descending upon Palm Beach Gardens and PGA National, the Champions Course, one of my favorite golf courses to play here locally in the Palm Beach County area. Lord knows there's enough of them. But this is one of the best tournaments. We love this. The Honda Classic, and we'll be broadcasting there. We'll be doing the wrap-up show there on Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, good old Russ Evans. You just heard from there, from the Golf Exchange. He'll be sitting in with us. We're going to see if Pizza Mike can actually get through security again this year with pizzas.
That was amazing.
Yeah, we're going to have to take bets on this. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it, although we said the same thing last year, and the dude ends up walking in not just Thursday, but Friday, gets valeted right up to the player's valet, leaves the car running, and he walks in like pizzas.
They treated him as if he was Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, like honestly, and he's like, I'm here with the guys from Fox 4. I got to bring him pizzas, and they just let him pull right up.
And to his credit, he brought us some wonderful pizza from Dean Anthony's.
And the best part was his face was like, "What's the problem? Seriously? Like, what's like? I don't understand what the problem. They need pizza. I'm bringing them pizza.
Let me in."
Yeah. So we'll see if he can do that again this year without getting totally frisked. Little search going on with him. I think they're hip to him. I think they have a picture of him now at the valet stands. There's no way they're going to let Pizza Mike in. You have to see how that works out. By the way, a happy belated birthday. I know he was celebrating his 30th birthday yesterday, Pizza Mike.
Oh,
congratulations, dude. You can't believe you made it to 30.
A few times now.
Or maybe that's how many years you did in Sing Sing. I don't know. It's one or the other. But congratulations anyway there, Pizza Mike. We love you. All right, so the Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins.
This is big.
Yes, have gone ahead. Yep, have gone ahead and had some handshake agreements because, let me remind you, nothing matters right now in the NFL due to the fact that you can't process any trades until March 9th. So, tight end Julius Thomas. Remember him?
Yes.
He was really good with the Denver Broncos.
And Adam Gase.
Yes. This was a guy that when he was with Denver in those 2 years, 2013 and 14, he had 108 catches for 1,277 yards and 24 touchdowns during those 2 seasons. And that got him a huge free agent contract with the Jags. And like most players who end up going to Jacksonville, they just die a horrible death. They
9
go
touchdowns
into,
in 2 seasons.
Yeah, total anonymity is what happens. So Adam Gase, behind the scenes, I guess, has been fighting to try and get Julius Thomas to Miami. He's a big believer. And listen, this guy is what? 20, he'll be 28 when the season starts. He's a guy going into his prime. Lacked a little bit of confidence because he had to deal with Blake Bortles and the Jacksonville Jaguars. But
understandable.
All the confidence in the world going back to maybe Adam Gase and Ryan Tannehill kind of hitting his stride as well. And I love this because all you had to do was give up a 7th rounder for him.
Amazing, right?
Yeah, because ultimately the deal here is not only are they going to be getting Julius Thomas, they're also going to be sending Brandon Albert.
And reports earlier in the day were that they were just going to outright cut Brandon Albert. Now they're actually going to get something in return.
I love that. They did an end around. I thought that was fantastic. They put it out there that we're going to cut Brandon Albert, and then the phone starts ringing about, whoa, you're going to
right, because it'll be a bidding war otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we'll do a little trade here. I thought it was brilliant the way they did that. They did the old, hey, look at this hand while this hand's doing something else, like basically stealing your wallet. I thought it was fantastic. And sure enough, it sounds like Jacksonville is the suitor. Jacksonville absolutely needs some help along the offensive line. And they're basically swapping 7th-round picks.
And Laramie Tunsil's going to roll into that left tackle position, so no problem there. The position won't be vacant.
Yep. Now, they still have a bunch of other needs, but what they do is there apparently is some talks that there will be a haircut given on this deal for Julius Thomas. He'll rework it a little bit. That contract of his will get a little bit of a haircut. He still has, I believe, another year or so left on the current deal.
I think it's about 3 years. They gave him about a 5 or 6 year deal.
They gave him a 5-year deal?
He's got through 2019. And like you said, those cap hits were pretty strong. So they're in the process of, trying to redo this.
Yes.
We're talking like 8, 9, 10 million for the next 3 seasons.
So they've exchanged 7th-round draft picks. Brandon Albert going to the Jaguars and Julius Thomas coming here to Miami. And I love it. I really do.
This is big. He
signed a 5-year, $46 million contract with the Jags. Prior to the 2015, he's only played in 21 of a possible 32 games, 76 passes, 736 yards, and only 9 touchdowns.
Now, Tannehill has not had a real tight end. You want to make an argument for Charles Clay, but let's be real.
Yep.
He hasn't had a security blanket in the middle of the field. This is big.
Now, the Jags, I guess, are saving close to $2 million against the cap by cutting Thomas, so the trade makes slightly more sense for them. They only would have saved like $1.7 million, so this makes, at least they got something as opposed to nothing.
And you still got a late 7th-round pick. I know it's a 7th-round pick, but still.
Yeah, who knows?
Take a flyer. They got cap space still. Yeah. They also released Jared Odrick.
They desperately need a field-stretching tight end that works well in the red zone to complement everything else that they're doing.
And he's a big target in the red zone. And if Devontae Parker continues to improve, maybe got 2 big red zone threats.
I love it. Listen, I love it. I think it's great. I think the Dolphins hit a home run with this. Now, there is some talk that he's going to be in town for a physical today.
Today, yeah. To check on, I believe, is his injured back. He had problems with this past season.
Yeah, there are some reports that the Brandon Albert aspect of the trade is more solidified than this one actually is. So it does look like that is almost a guarantee. There are still some loopholes, apparently, they have to jump through in order to complete this Julius Thomas. But they do have till March 9th. That's the day that everything can be processed. So up until that point, you are going to hear more rumors about guys going to different places. And there's going to be a lot of very bad leaks on who wants who's willing to go where, who's not willing to sign. I mean, we're hearing today that Kirk Cousins will not sign a new deal before application of the franchise tag.
Well, I don't get it with the Redskins. Are they not all in with this guy?
Yes.
What more do they need to see?
Yeah, this is very interesting. Very, very interesting to me. Cousins has every reason to sit tight and get that second franchise tag because by rule he'd essentially be insulated from ever being franchise tagged again, number one.
And I believe it would go up, what, $7 million?
He'd be entitled to a 44% raise over his franchise tag.
Whoa.
So if he was, this is just...
We're talking somewhere in the ballpark of $30 million?
So as far as he's concerned, he's like, you know what? The flow chart for the Washington Redskins was as follow. They tagged him, and they had to pay him, what, $19 million last year? Well, if they tag him again, it'll be $24 million this year.
24, wow.
Yeah, and then if they got to tag him again for a third year, it'll be somewhere in the aspects of over $30 million a year. So he's like, you know what, just keep racking up those tags. I'll be good to go. And kind of think of it, if he gets 19 and 20, so 20 and 24, he'll have $44 million in 2 years. Yeah.
And 3 times is the limit, tagging someone 3 times.
Yep, so he's just like, add me another one. Go ahead, I dare you.
I don't get it.
And they can still work out a long-term deal, by the way.
True.
Once they tag you, they can pretty much work out, they have until July 15th to work out a long-term deal.
They basically just keep him under wraps. No other team's going to touch him unless they want to give up, whatever, is it, two first-rounders?
Yeah. But, again, that eliminates him from really ever being franchise tagged again because that would entitle him to a 44% raise. So nobody's ever going to. So now he's taking that out of the way. Now he's basically telling you, you're going to have to pay me to keep me. And I don't blame him.
And if you're not all in now, what more do you have to see?
Yeah.
You've got teams mortgaging their entire franchise for a chance.
And he will sign it immediately, by the way. Because
throw it in front of him.
$24 million, then he'd, on top of the 20 he got last year, oh boy. And you got to think, if he signs a deal, Kirk Cousins, right? He'll sign the franchise tag because they don't have a choice. You can't let this guy go out. Somebody else will pay him. We already know this, Washington. You backed yourself into this corner, and you have nobody to blame but yourself. He'll get $24 million fully guaranteed this year when they tag him, and then he'll be entitled to a 20% raise, which will be fully guaranteed for 2018. So we're talking somewhere in the ballpark of $53, $54 million for 2 years. This guy is playing his cards perfectly. Perfectly.
He's going to make out just fine.
They should have given him a reasonable degree of financial security when they had the chance. Instead, you kept doing this all, well, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. All right, congratulations. You waited to see. Now you're not going to have a choice but to franchise tag him. And he is not about to go, well, let's negotiate a deal before that. Hell no. He's going to be like, tag me or let me go. And they're going to have to tag him. They don't have a choice. They're going to pay him $24 million this year, whether they want to or they don't want to.
Work out a long-term
Love
contract.
Kirk Cousins, man. I am a big supporter of Kirk Cousins. Go, man. Just go. Do it. And where will Victor Cruz end up, by the way?
He seems like he's going to get a landing spot awfully quick.
Well, he's been to the Panthers already, who need a slot receiver.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see. He said that the meeting went well. Nothing is imminent. But there is, listen, there's still going to be a market for Victor Cruz. The guy is going to be able to walk in and, as a slot receiver, he can fit the bill for a lot of teams. Absolutely.
Carolina needs help in many areas.
Every place. Yeah. Every place. They need help everywhere.
But the big one, the Dolphins might finally be getting that big target, that big red zone target.
They better figure out some sort of, they need depth on the offensive line. Who the hell is playing linebacker? They signed Cameron Wake, too, to an extra deal.
They gave him a 2-year contract extension.
He earned it.
No, I was just going to say.
He earned it.
Very much so.
Yep, he definitely
great bounce-back season. You can argue he should have been comeback player of the year. I believe Jordy Nelson got it, so, I mean, apples, oranges.
And the Cowboys also created a whole bunch of cap room by restructuring the contracts of left tackle Tyron Smith and center Travis Frederick. And this is just kind of taking money out of your left pocket and putting it in a right because they're putting it in bonuses as opposed to
Well, they were the most cap-strapped team in the NFL, period.
Yeah.
So they're making space. We know Romo was also going to shed that.
They're trying to figure out how and when to allocate the hit for Tony Romo, which is eventually coming, because it is coming. So they're already doing all sorts of ledgers right now to figure out how they're going to do this.
And they're secondary. Most of those guys are free agents as well. Marcus Claiborne and company, so we'll see.
Yep.
Just getting started.
It certainly is. 844-640-6464. 844-640-6464. Coming up. I can't believe we're 2 hours in the books already. It's crazy to me.
That's right.
Right? 2 hours.
2 hours.
We are 2 hours in the books already. Absolutely crazy. And we still got plenty to talk about, including the strangest story I have ever heard in sports. And listen, we've heard some weird ones. This one over the weekend, by far, I just think the whole world got turned upside down. NASCAR is not what I thought it was. I cannot believe it. Daytona was this weekend, wasn't it? Yeah, they had Daytona. Ooh. Yeah, and there is a controversy coming out of the Daytona I never thought in a million years I would hear. And yet, I'm hearing it. And I'm hoping that I'm going to wake up tomorrow and it's all going to be a bad dream. We'll talk about that coming up. In the meantime, head over to Facebook. Check us out, Facebook Live. The cameras are rolling. We're having all sorts of fun here. It's Fox Sports 640. Get there. Join the fun. And then come back right here. Raineri and Zemach, 640 Fox Sports South Florida.
Here's what's trending on 640 Fox Sports South Florida.
We start with NFL news. The Miami Dolphins completed a trade yesterday in principle with the Jacksonville Jaguars for tight end Julius Thomas. The Dolphins gave up a 7th-round draft pick in the trade, and in a separate deal, the Fins also traded away left tackle Brandon Albert to the Jaguars for a 7th-round pick next year. In college basketball, the Miami Hurricanes got a huge road victory at number 18 Virginia, 54-48 in overtime. The win puts the Canes right in the thick of the March Madness draw. Also, Florida State beat Boston College 104-72, and number 12 West Virginia got a win over Texas 77-62. Where am I on this video? I cannot see
myself. You have the worst sense of TV I've ever seen in my entire life. For those of you who don't understand, he's trying to do the update right now, and we have the cameras rolling in the studio, and it's live on Facebook, Fox Sports 640. So he picks the one place in the studio where he's behind 14 microphones and nobody can see him on the camera. What is the point of having the camera on if you're going to hide behind 14 microphones?
There we go. I found the sweet spot here.
Oh, you are terrible.
I'm used to radio. This
awful.
TV stuff
yeah,
is
no kidding.
off.
No kidding. You got the face for it.
Now, in hockey news, the Florida Panthers have found themselves right back in the playoff mix. The Cats got their 5th straight win last night with a 2-1 victory at St. Louis. Vincent Trocheck scored the game-winning goal with 4.8 seconds remaining to bring the Panthers to a record of 28, 20, and 10 on the season, which is currently good enough for the 7th seed in the East. 640 Fox Sports South Florida is your home for Panther hockey. The Panthers have the night off tonight before coming home to play Edmonton tomorrow night. For all the latest in sports news, log on to foxsports640.com. I'm Steven Diener.
So much to look forward to locally here in the Palm Beaches as we begin our 4-day work week, thanks to the presidents, all the presidents, I guess, President's Day. Yeah. Not just Lincoln and Washington. Don't be so one-sided. Venture out. There were a few other presidents. Many of us got the day off yesterday, so. And it's got me thinking. I mean, we got spring training here right in our backyard now. Not one.
Started.
Not two. Not three. 4 teams. We got 4 teams.
The games haven't started, but the teams are
the teams
fully
are
reported.
There.
They're there.
This weekend we'll have the first games.
Yep.
But the teams are there. They're practicing. They're getting in shape. A lot of stretching. A lot of good stuff there. Houston and the Nationals, the Astros and the Nationals playing at the new ballpark of the Palm Beaches, which is absolutely gorgeous. And you're going to love if you haven't had a chance to drive by, if you are not in the area. But I would definitely catch a game because what they've done to that park, what they've done to that parcel of land, and moving forward, it is amazing for the community, because there is no minor league teams that are staying here. It's not like Roger Dean,
which is pretty cool, and I think
it goes strictly to the county. So what you're going to have is a lot of localized games going on there, a lot of tournaments, a lot of maybe state championships, those kinds of things. Being able to play not only at the ballpark itself, but all the surrounding fields, that the soccer fields, and it's amazing what they're doing.
That's what I was curious about, because when I drove by, I'm like, there's no way. There's not even 2. It looks like there's about 5 fields inside
absolutely.
That complex.
Yeah, they have built a whole bunch of fields for Little League and Cal Ripken and all these tournaments that are going to be coming to the Palm Beaches over the year, baseball tournaments. It's great. Again, soccer fields, they've got track, they've got it's really a fantastic complex for the community, for us here in the Palm Beaches, and they're going to use it. It's great. And then, of course, right down the road, Roger Dean Stadium, you've got the Cardinals and the Marlins getting ready, getting their teams ready to go.
Yep, less than 10 miles up the road?
Right up the road. I mean, that's 4 teams. Plus, you got the Honda Classic this weekend. The guys are starting to come in.
Things are getting interesting in the NBA.
That's it. I mean, we got a lot going on, and the NBA will be back in full effect on Friday. They get like a week off. What the hell kind of crap is that?
I know. In
How
baseball,
does the NBA get like a week off after the All-Star game?
In baseball,
I believe it's
before,
like the day after, and it's like, let's go.
It's like back on the road again.
It's crazy to me. It's a nice gig for them, but a lot of fun going on here locally. So hope you'll be able to catch a couple of these games as spring trading is getting ready to go. Over the weekend, we had mentioned, by the way, Ian Rapoport, NFL Network, is going to join us in about 10 minutes. He'll give us the latest on everything that is happening in the NFL rumor mill, including the Dolphins.
Dolphins, Revis, Cousins.
All that good stuff. This completely blew my mind over the weekend, Zemach. I don't know if you caught wind of this, but this became a giant story after the Daytona 500. Now, I don't, and please understand, I don't pretend to be some sort of a NASCAR expert or anything even remotely close to that. My knowledge of cars begins when I put the key in the ignition and I hope it starts. I just make sure I have enough gas in it and it works. That's my knowledge of cars. And I've been to Daytona like once, I think I went. And there's nothing I hate more than the idea of people seeing a headline of a story or seeing something on social media and then telling us that, 10 to 15 people on Twitter don't like something, so the entire world has a problem with it. But this story that came out over the weekend just blows my mind. Monster Energy drink is the new sponsor, I guess, of the Daytona 500. They've got some sort of affiliation.
No, NASCAR in general. They took over for Sprint. It was the Sprint Cup Series. Now it's the Monster Cup Series.
And now, so Monster Energy, the girls were out on the track Sunday for the race.
Which they're kind of known. Monster's kind of known to hang around.
Absolutely.
The females, yeah.
And unbeknownst to me at the time, but what we found out yesterday was that NASCAR fans online were outraged because these Monster Energy girls were way too hot.
Wait, what?
Yeah, way too hot. people were writing things like, pretty girls and racing go together, no argument. However, Monster Drink, I think this is too much. NASCAR is a family show. First of all, what the hell is Monster Drink? Okay? Monster Drink? It's Monster Energy.
And they paid.
Oh, are you kidding me? For NASCAR is what, a family-friendly show now? Since when?
And Monster dropped, over $50 million, I believe, per year for the naming rights.
Yeah. You've got also, and by the way, these are all written by a lot of women. What a shock. A lot of NASCAR buffaloes sitting at home. At NASCAR, not a fan of the Monster Girl style. Bring back Miss Sprint Cup. Okay, Miss Sprint Cup wore a fire suit.
I was going to say.
Yeah, okay, so you couldn't see anything. You're just bent because these chicks are hotter than you'll ever be. I can't believe it. I mean, this goes, again, it's just the strangest story. And the only reason I say this is a story is because NASCAR and the VP of Monster Energy are getting involved with this, and they're making statements, which tells me there might actually be a groundswell of people that were bent out of shape that these girls were this hot on the track.
This is bizarre.
Yeah. NASCAR fans getting legitimately pissed about girls down in the pits being too hot, too gorgeous, too sexy. It's one of the most, it's the strangest, most surprising storyline we will ever hear in the world of sports.
Is NASCAR a female watch sport? I mean, do
NASCAR, racing, beer, tank tops, mullets, energy drinks, hot chicks, America. What the hell is going on? What is going on in the world right now? They all go hand in hand. I just don't know. I don't know. If NASCAR, if you are losing your way, I am completely giving up hope in this country. There is no way NASCAR fans can be bent out of shape that the Monster Energy drink chicks were too hot. Not a fan. Could you believe that? Yeah, not a fan. Yeah. If there was ever a marriage of two companies that should be together, it's Monster Energy and NASCAR. And the hot chicks that come along with it. Yeah, let's put the chicks in the fire suit. Miss Sprint Cup. Oh, please. And it's no shock that all of these that I'm reading, they're all women. Like, come on. Seriously? The hell is going on with the world, Zemach?
This is bizarre.
Yeah, it's the strangest thing I've ever seen. And to have the VP of Monster and NASCAR itself release statements and address it? What? Are we... the sensitivity level in this country is over the top to me.
Monster's kind of known for this.
Why would you...
For sending their women out in bikinis, tank tops, whatever you want to call it.
This is a shock. You know what sells? Sex. Sex sells. Yes, it does. Hot chicks, small shorts, race cars, race car drivers.
I mean, they weren't walking around nude. They had clothes on.
Yeah, they looked amazing. I mean, these chicks are smoking. What else do you want to see? Listen, nobody in NASCAR wants to see what actually represents most people who follow NASCAR. Like, nobody wants those chicks on the track. Nobody. Okay? You're trying to get ratings. You're trying to get people to actually follow the sport. You don't want to be, pushing out buffaloes out onto the racetrack and be like, woohoo! Yeah! Where's the buffet? Who the hell wants that? Nobody wants that.
Of all things to complain about, I'm shocked.
The Monster chicks are too hot. Oh, no.
Tone it back. No. Tone it back, Monster.
Oh, yeah, you got to tone it back. Nobody likes it. Really? Everybody likes this. As a matter of fact, most people didn't even know that Daytona was going on this weekend until, of course, the story broke that you were pissed at the hot chicks from Monster Energy.
Not going to lie, didn't know until late Sunday night.
Come on now, let's by the way, there's only so much room on the track, so you can't back her up, you know what I mean? The kinds of chicks that you want out there, there's not enough trucks, you don't have enough room. All right, back Betty up, back her up. Here we go. Here we go. I'm blown away by this story. I'm offended, I'm blown away, I hate it.
Yeah, this is...
Right?
Yeah, too much.
No, it's way too much. Is he on our one? Is that him?
No, that's not. That's Pizza Mike.
Oh, Pizza Mike, you have
He's
to wait, man. We already talked to you, dude. You had nothing. Very strange story. And also, by the way, I'm speaking of belated birthdays. We already said happy birthday to Pizza Mike, so I'll have to wait. But,
Yes,
yesterday...
Actually, I second that.
Yesterday would have been the 50th birthday of this guy.
Yes.
Tragic, if you ask me. Yep, February 20th would have been Kurt Cobain's 50th birthday. And maybe the thing that shocked me the most about watching all the tributes online was that a lot of people actually think that he was murdered. They don't realize that he actually committed suicide.
Yeah,
a little strange.
Yeah, very, actually, very. Yeah, Courtney Love's name is thrown around. Yeah, it's pretty.
Only what could have been, man, if Kurt Cobain would have if he would have. But unfortunately, music and the history of music, we've had situations like this. Guys they're here and they're gone way too soon. But the lasting impression that they had on the world and the music community is just second to none.
Yeah, he made some great music, and life cut short.
Yep. He was not murdered. Let me just say that. He's actually with Biggie and Tupac. They're at the mall. If you want to run into them, they're at the Annie M's there. They're making pretzels. Ridiculous what people do. Let's welcome in via the Dean Anthony's Pizza Hotline our good friend Ian Rapoport from the NFL Network. Can you believe it, Ian? He'd have been 50 yesterday, Kurt Cobain.
That is pretty crazy. And as far as his whereabouts, I mean, I don't know exactly where he is. My guess is that Biggie is probably, unfortunately, dead. Tupac, though, I don't know. If Tupac and Kurt Cobain were chilling right now somewhere on some island, I wouldn't be that surprised. I'd be, a little surprised, but it wouldn't, take over my day. It's like, yeah, I could see. I kind of thought that. Yeah.
That's it, man. And Elvis is there. They're all hanging out. It's a fantastic island. I want a ticket to it. All right, Ian, I've got to ask you, it's an interesting time of year right now for the NFL. Until March 9th, we know that nothing can actually be finalized in the way of signings and trades and those types of things. But from what we're hearing regarding the Miami Dolphins, I kind of like what I'm hearing. Swapping seventh-round picks, unloading Brandon Albert, bringing in Julius Thomas, who's underachieved while in Jacksonville. What are your thoughts on this move?
Yeah, to me, it's kind of a perfect trade, actually. Or, it's not a one-for-one trade, but that's basically what it is. One player goes one place, another player goes another place, swap late-round picks. I mean, it's basically a one-for-one trade. Start with Brandon Albert. I mean, to me, this is a no-brainer. I mean, Laramie Tunsil, I believe, is going to be one of the Dolphins' best players. You need him to play his natural position. He is going to be a great, great left tackle. You drafted him because he was the best player available, and it allows you to basically do what you did right here, which is set free one of your former top free agents because you have someone younger and cheaper and better in his place. To send him to Jacksonville, that's fine. I mean, I think it helps them. I think if the Jaguars get better at left tackle and the Dolphins, you clear some cap space, I like it. It's fine. It's really fine. The other move I like a lot, for the Dolphins. I mean, Julius Thomas was a former top free agent, $9 million a year, never quite thrived in Jacksonville because of injuries or, whatever the reason would be. Fit, inability to feature him, whatever it would be. So now, he goes back to that engagement where he had so much success with the Denver Broncos, and he's motivated to earn his money again, to show everyone that he's still a top player. And Gates is motivated to use him and feature him like he has wanted to feature a tight end for some time. I really like the fit on all sides, and it's a trade in the NFL, which generally means it's sort of a salary dump, but I really, really like this one.
Talking to Ian Rapoport of the NFL Network. Can you explain one of the hurdles that the Dolphins had to overcome yesterday, meaning Julius Thomas's contract?
Yeah, well, he was set to make, I believe it was almost $8 million, about $8 million in 2017. And, for a guy who hasn't quite lived up to the billing, who, has been injured a lot, it wasn't going to happen at that salary. And I think the Jaguars knew that, and if they were going to keep him, it certainly wasn't going to be at his salary. It's not really, honestly, not a surprise to anyone that part of a trade would be him taking a little bit of a pay cut. So it was really just a matter of what kind of a pay cut was he going to take. And, that's actually why the trades were separate, just because you don't know how quickly the two sides are going to come together. You don't know how long negotiations are going to take. The Brandon Albert trade could be done today. The Julius Thomas trade could have been done on March 8th. So instead of putting them together, you just make it separate and just kind of deal with it that way. But, it's a little bit of a pay cut. He's going to be on the roster in 2017. That much we know. So, honestly, it's the NFL, and whatever salary you're on the books for doesn't really matter. So, beyond 1 year. So if he, goes out and kills it this year, maybe the Dolphins reward him. If he doesn't, then it's a good try and a good, market value investment of a pretty good tight end.
Now let me ask you, Julius Thomas is going to walk into the Dolphins locker room when this trade is done as the most experienced player in Adam Gase's offense. But now, second question. Julius Thomas's success, is it more due to Adam Gase or was it Peyton Manning?
I don't know. It's a great question, and it's one that I've been asked a lot over the last couple of days from people who are just curious about the trade. And, it's possible that all of Julius Thomas's success was due to Peyton Manning, but I would doubt it because, Manning doesn't exist in a vacuum, and so much of what the Broncos did with Julius Thomas was what Gase designed and worked with Peyton Manning to do. And I think, for whatever reason, Gase's role in designing Peyton's offense is so often downplayed, and I can guess why. Everybody loves to talk about how great Peyton Manning is. I get all that. But, Gase was the one who featured him and basically created this, former basketball player turned superstar. So I would expect him to get back to what he was. Maybe the numbers won't be the same, but really the most important thing is just that he can thrive in the red zone. How many touchdowns does he get? And if it's close to where he was, then you say, you know what, this is a pretty good deal for giving up nothing.
Ian Rapoport, NFL Network, joining us via the Dean Anthony's Pizza Hotline. Arnie, and I find it fascinating that of all of the clips to get released and leaked through TMZ, the one clip regarding Darrell Revis, it might be the one clip that exonerates him from this entire mess. What is the latest that you're hearing on Darrell Revis? And, boy, isn't that convenient?
Well, I don't know what that is. You're talking about the fact that it may or may not be his voice, right?
Right.
Yeah, see, the problem is, I don't know that matters. It might be his voice, it might not be his voice. Can anyone definitively 100% say that? Maybe not. Does this mean that he did or did not do it? I don't really know. I think that's kind of part of the problem is there's I guess, 4 people involved. How many actual eyewitnesses are there? How sober were they? What do they remember? Did anyone actually, because as far as we know, there's no one right now that the police say, no one essentially saw Revis throw a punch. If he really knocked 2 guys out cold, nobody saw it. So, I don't know what's going to happen, but there are a ton of questions for a case that has been in the public eye for 5 days.
And this should have no bearing on what the Jets decide to do with him one way or the other regarding that contract and the way he is playing right now.
I wouldn't say that is the case, honestly, because, let's say he is arraigned, officially arraigned and criminally charged. Then he might go on the commissioner's exempt list, which is created for this reason, basically to kind of put him on hold and say, all right, you're a member of the team, but you're not going to count. We're just going to kind of put you to the side, in which case they wouldn't cut him. Then if he's suspended before the 2017 season, then his $6 million they owe him would not be fully guaranteed if he's suspended. So then they could just cut bait without paying him $6 million. If they cut him now, then they agree to pay him $6 million. That's really the difference. That's kind of what we're waiting on now. The other thing is, maybe he becomes a safety and says, you know what, I'm going to take just $6 million, not the extra, but just $6 million. Maybe that's actually a good value. So there's a lot of, if Revis is innocent here, which is possible, then there's a lot of different moving pieces that'll contribute to whether or not the Jets move on from him.
Ian, before we let you go here, Kirk Cousins and the Redskins, are they going to come to a long-term deal?
They may. It'll be very, very hard. Just like it was hard last year. It's harder because he played well, but, there's the huge contract parameters, basically, that are set by the franchise tag, and, that would be $14 million. $24 million. So are they going to pay a baseline of $24 million per year over the life of a long-term deal for Kirk Cousins? I don't think they want to, but they may do it anyway because they have no other option. But nothing is going to happen until he gets tagged, and he's going to get tagged. So, I think any contract fireworks are probably going to have to wait a little while.
And it's also, it should be word to the wise here, the next couple of weeks up until March 9th, fake news will reign. J.J. Watt might be traded. Aaron Rodgers could be retiring. There's going to be a lot of stuff floated out over the next couple of weeks, Ian, and that's why we look to you to kind of sort it all out for us and keep our head on straight, because there's always, and what I always do this time of year is go, who would have leaked this and who does this benefit by this being released? Yeah. Is that a pretty good way to approach it?
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty good. I mean, this is, it's the most frustrating time of year. It's also, one of the most fun because you can literally talk about anything, and it may be true or may not. The Julius Thomas trade seemed fantasy 4 days ago, and then it came true. So everyone's got to buckle up because I think it's going to be a very interesting couple weeks.
Yes, it certainly is. All right, enjoy the downtime. Yeah, right, like you have any. But thank you for stopping by, Ian. As more things unfold, we'll touch base with you, man. Thanks so much.
All right, take care, guys. Thank you.
You got it. Ian Rapoport, NFL Network, at Rapsheet on Twitter. He is the guy definitely to follow if you really want to. If you're looking for a guy that's tuned in, that's the guy that's tuned in. Because I'm telling you right now, the stuff you are going to hear over the next 2 weeks is going to be absurd.
No, and you are right. They're going to float things out to try to get other teams pulled in.
Oh, yeah.
Bidding wars will start.
Absolutely.
As you brought it up earlier, Brandon Albert, we're going to release him. Boom. Next thing, the phone rings.
It'll be shocking.
And now he's going to Jacksonville.
Oh, really? You do have some interest in him. Oh, okay. All right. That's great. Well, we don't want to bid against her. I mean, if you're willing to let him go, why don't we, let's, okay, now you get something instead of nothing. Because the reality is Miami, in all likelihood, was letting him go anyway. There was too much damn money. Brilliant. Look at Tannenbaum. Look at Tannenbaum pulling strings.
He works it like no other.
I got to hand it to him. I love the direction that they're going. And ultimately, if this guy can get to 80% of what he was in that 2-year stretch, Julius Thomas with Adam Gase and Peyton Manning in Denver, if we can get him to 80% of that, you stole him for a 7th-round pick.
You're 100% right, and he automatically becomes a red zone threat.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a win-win for everybody, so I love it. Good stuff. 844-640-6464. That's 844-640-6464. All right, coming up next, poor Lane Kiffin, man. I'm starting to feel bad for Joey Freshwater here. I really am.
And the season hasn't even started yet.
Nothing's happened.
Nothing.
This guy can't catch a break. It's story after story. This guy has burned every bridge, apparently, ever known to mankind, and they're all taking shots at Lane Kiffin, and it's like, guys, come on. The man a break here. Let him go to Club Boca on his own. It'll be fine. We'll talk about the latest for Lane Kiffin and the FAU Owls. And we'll do that coming up next. Raineri and Zemach, 640, Fox Sports South Florida. So the good news is, if you didn't get a chance to head over to my favorite dealership, Brayman Honda, well, you still have time to take advantage of the thousands of dollars in savings that are happening right now at Brayman Honda. 5200 Lake Worth Road in Green Acres. We're talking the ability to save thousands of dollars on the over 11 acres of Hondas that they have available right now. Not to mention the True Zero leasing. That's right, True Zero leasing, which means zero down, zero security deposit, and zero due at signing. Drive off in a brand new Honda for as little as $199 a month with nothing due at signing. And that's what they do at Brayman Honda. They're always going to give you that one price, that low Honda price. You never have to drive off wondering, did I get the best deal possible? You are guaranteed to get the best deal possible because Brayman Honda has a true commitment to your total satisfaction. So take advantage of the thousands of dollars in savings right now at Brayman Honda. We're talking zero down, zero security deposit, and zero out of pocket. True Zero leasing happening right now at Brayman Honda. 5200 Lake Worth Road in Green Acres, or shop them online today at BraymanHondaPB.com. So we are looking very forward to this week's Honda Classic. Going to be an awful lot of fun. Brought to you by one of our partners, Generations Financial. By the way, it is time to take hold of your financial situation. Secure your future through a system of debt elimination, not consolidation. Whether it's a mortgage, whether it's loans, credit card balances, don't kick the can down the road. Generations Financial can show you how to get debt-free rather quickly. All you have to do is join in for a free dinner and seminar. It's going to be happening on March 2nd from 6 to 8 p.m. at Bravo Harborside Place in Jupiter. Limited seating, so you do have to reserve your spot. Pick up the phone and call 561-249-4533. That's 561-249-4533. 561-249-4533. Power down your debt. Power up your future with Generations Financial. And Dustin Johnson coming off a huge win this past weekend in Riviera down in L.A. there. catapulting him to the #1 spot in the world.
This is Mr. Oh, sorry.
There you go.
This is Mr. Paulina Gretzky?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
Don't remind me.
Lucky man.
Yeah. Who's got anything better than that? Dude's got a hot wife. She's having another kid, Paulina. He's all over the place. Guy's fantastic.
#1 in the world.
And now he's #1 in the world. And we've all been waiting for him because we all knew he had the game. Could he put it all together? And he certainly has. So that means back-to-back now you've had Jordan Spieth and Dustin Johnson winning tournaments.
And he got a lot of slack early in his career.
Well, he blew a lot of tournaments, too, so...
Why, out partying?
No, he just
okay.
Yeah, well, just because I said blow doesn't mean that. He may or may not had a bit of a sniffle problem, maybe, allegedly. Golf is funny like that. Golf's like, you've got a coke problem, so take a couple of weeks off. They're good like that. No, but he's turned it around. I mean, let's face it, this guy's always had the game, but if it wasn't for some stupid penalty here or missing, 3-putting from 4 feet in the U.S. Open, a lot of guys would never be able to recover from some of the letdowns that he has had. But Dustin Johnson is your new #1 player in the world. Justin Spieth has corrected it after whatever the hell that was last year. So a lot of guys are heading into the Honda Classic, including Rory McIlroy, also playing very well, coming off a round of golf with the president, in which people lost their collective minds.
How dare him?
How dare Rory McIlroy play? You do realize he's not American, right?
And doesn't he live on Palm Beach Island?
No, he lives actually in Jupiter.
In Jupiter?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
He lives in
All right,
Jupiter. Yeah, or Palm Beach Gardens. Actually, he lives right around the block from PGA National. But slow your roll, okay? Not everyone's got to believe like you believe.
And as you mentioned, he's not American.
He's
so
not American.
Let him play golf with who he wants.
He literally is not his president. Just saying. So
if you need a diagram to break it down, yes.
The dude can play golf with whoever he wants. When you're that good, you can play with whoever you want. But action will begin. It's actually all this week. I know the Finns Cup is tomorrow, and of course the practice rounds are taking place the next couple of days, and then Thursday will begin the tournament. Weather looks amazing, as it usually does this time of year, for the Florida swing.
Last year was beautiful.
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. We'll be doing the recap show on Thursday and Friday with our good friend Russ Evans of the Golf Exchange there. We'll be out at the Michelob, I believe it's the Michelob Ultra tent still this year.
5 to 6?
5 to 6. We'll be doing getting you all the latest information on what's happening at the Honda Classic. And I would certainly urge you, if you've never had a chance to make it to the Honda Classic and see a live golf tournament. It's not, people are like, oh, God, I hate golf. This is anything but. When you go to this event, this is about the drinking, the fireworks, the party afterwards, the music, the DJs, the drinking. Did I mention drinking? There's a lot of drinking. This is about the party. It's not really so much, I mean, obviously, if you like golf, you enjoy the golf, fantastic. You can get that, but ultimately this is about the party that they throw at PGA National for a week straight.
As soon as they close up the course for the day, they're setting up the stage, there's a band that starts playing.
Oh, it's good stuff, man. And of course the cleat chasers there, you get to watch the chicks who show up in the miniskirts, never been to a golf tournament, the high heels, trying to walk the golf course, and then they come crawling back with their heels in their hands going, this is terrible.
Funny stuff.
It's really the best people watching in the world. Not to mention the best golfers in the world. Do we know who other tee times have they been established yet? I'm wondering, Zemach, the pairings or anything along those lines?
Nothing up on their website as of yet.
Got to see who or what that is. Wonder if Rory is there. I know Phil's coming, right? Phil's playing. Keep in mind there is no more Darrell, so that tournament is now moved to Mexico. So
this is the one. You're right.
This is the one for South Florida.
Sometimes they would split hairs.
Yeah.
Now.
A lot of people would think, I'm not going to go to the Honda. I'll go to Darrell or vice versa. But there's really, if you want to check out a really great golf tournament at a really great golf course right in your own backyard, then the Honda Classic is definitely an opportunity for you to come on out. Tickets are reasonable enough. It's a great day event. It really is. A lot of drinking. Did I mention drinking?
Stuff.
And then, of course, we've got to see whether Pizza Mike is going to be able to get through the security.
We were thinking alike there. Yes.
Like he did last year. When we did that wrap-up show last year, only Pizza Mike can actually get valet service at the player's valet, no less, which, honestly, nobody gets through unless, of course, you're a player. But this dude not only got valet service, Pizza Mike managed to leave the car running while he ran up to the Michelob Ultra tent there and delivered us pizza.
3 large pizzas. Amazing.
Not only did he do it on Thursday, much to the chagrin of the guys running the Honda Classic, but then he showed up and did it Friday with twice as many pizzas. So that is going to be we're going to take bets onto what is the chance that he can actually get through, and how many pizzas can he in fact bring? How many can he get away with actually bringing in? Will he get in? We got to do some prop bets here. Will he get arrested? Will they even let him through the security checkpoint to get to valet? It's going to be very interesting. We're going to see how this works out. It's going to be fun.
Looking forward to it.
I really am. I'm looking so forward to it. I think that's going to be great. Where is he? Is he on one?
He's on one.
Let's wait on the thing. First of all, happy birthday, my man.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Thank you, fellas. I appreciate the props. We should also figure out what I'm going to be wearing to get on
No,
to
because
the Honda
you'll
Classic
know
this
that
year.
and you'll rig the bet. You're not in on any of this. Nothing. Yeah, no.
All right, first off, let's address this NASCAR thing.
Oh.
All right, wasn't it a few years back when Danica Patrick got first declared to NASCAR? GoDaddy was her #1 sponsor.
Yes.
And wasn't the commercials with half-naked chicks where they had to block it out, where they were telling you to go to GoDaddy?
Yes, You're right.
Yes, that's correct.
I'm pretty sure that makes NASCAR the biggest hypocrite douchebag of the week.
Well, don't forget, this is not
right out the gate.
It's not NASCAR. It's the NASCAR house moms that have a problem with this.
Well, it's okay that the redneck Okeechobee girls are allowed to be half naked and booty talk though in the stand.
You're absolutely correct there, man. I can understand where the hatred comes from.
Okay, second of all, I need to know, Zemach, was it really cramping, or did we have a piece of the penis meatloaf from last week? I need to know.
I think he's recovered. He looks
bad
great, man.
shape last week, man.
He looks good.
Some type of flu. I don't know what it was, but I'm good now.
I know what it was. It was the Swisher Sweets. I know.
Yeah, one too many Swisher Sweets is what happens there, Pizza Mike.
All right, guys. Well, we'll give some clues maybe during the week. We'll see what Pizza Mike can do for the post-game show.
We're going to have to come up with
All
some
right, I
prop
love you.
bets.
Thanks for the birthday wishes,
Be good,
brother.
Pizza Mike. Be good, man. We're going to have to come up with some prop bets for him.
Good guy.
There's no way he can make it in again this year.
I mean, you got to go through, I believe, 3 levels of security.
He showed up with 4 pizzas on Friday, man. 4. He brought out calzone, it was Sicilian.
We with media badges have to go through 3 levels of security.
Yeah, we got pat down for like 20 minutes before we were let in with the proper credentials. He shows up in a pizza outfit, driving like a broke down Chevy Caprice, and he's like, "I got pizzas for the guys at Fox Sports," and they just let him right through. Imagine the look on the vendor's face too. By the way, when we started handing out everyone around us during the broadcast were eating pizza.
Who wants Dean Anthony's?
Yeah,
And
anybody
they came flying.
Anybody? Yeah, that's your thing. They're like, "Excuse me, sir, you can't sell." I'm like, "We're not selling it." They're like, "No, we're trying to sell stuff. You can't just give away pizza." I'm like, "Don't look at me. Look at Pizza Mike. It's not my fault." I'm telling you, everyone's gonna have the security. Everyone's gonna have a picture of Pizza Mike. They're not gonna let him in. It's going to be quite amusing.
Funny stuff.
Oh, let me get to the Lane Kiffin, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we got to mention this.
This dude, he hasn't even coached in his first game here at FAU, and he can't catch a break.
What is with the hate for Lane Kiffin?
I've never seen a guy in my life be disliked by more people. There is nobody that has a nice thing to say about Lane Kiffin. It's just crazy to me. He is now getting completely thrown under the bus and ripped apart by yet another former player. Yeah, his coaching gig at USC ended in 2013. And he pretty much got removed there. Then that was, of course, when he blew off Tennessee and totally screwed them. And he's got a lot of bad blood between Tennessee, USC, the Raiders. A lot of bad blood towards Lane Kiffin. And one of his former quarterbacks at USC, also at Tennessee Vol quarterback, Jonathan Crompton, boy, oh boy, he pretty much told him that he's never seen a coach more disinterested in being a head coach in his life. saying that there was nothing unique about what he did, that it just seemed that he wasn't putting any effort into it. He did enjoy coaching, like play calling. He enjoyed that aspect of it. But everything else during the week, he didn't enjoy it whatsoever. Like, he looked like a guy that's like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to be here.
And didn't he bring him? He was with him at Tennessee. Didn't he bring him over to USC with him?
Yes.
So if he hated him that much, why would he follow him?
Mitch Mustaine was also a guy who started his career at Arkansas but finished at USC with Lane Kiffin in 2010. Just totally destroyed him. He says he was decent, but he's like, he just didn't want to be a head coach. He was you could see it in his eyes. He could care less about anything.
All right, listen. It was one
leave
thing.
the guy alone, will you, man? Dude hasn't even coached a game yet at FAU.
Alabama had a pretty good offense, from what I remember.
Why isn't he allowed to go to Club Boca? So he goes to Club Boca. He hangs out with the student body, getting to know everyone. Why not? Listen, open arms to Lane Kiffin here, please.
He hasn't done anything wrong yet.
Nothing.
You're right.
He hasn't done anything in Boca wrong yet.
Leave him alone.
People are coming out of just to bash him. It's not fair. It's not fair.
It's really not. I'm rooting for him.
I am too. I hope he comes out, and I really do. I hope he succeeds because I think it's great for FAU. I think it's great for the community. And you know who else? We've got to mention that the Panthers have won a few games in a row now, haven't they?
5, I believe, is the number, and they are sitting sweet. They are 4 points out of first place.
Yep. They have now, they began their 5-game road trip last night.
With a game in hand, I might say.
With a game in hand, that's right. 2-1 over the Blues.
Yep.
That's nice.
They're playing good hockey.
They are. Well, I think they're healthy the first time in a long time now.
Yes.
They're starting to get some quality play and goal. If you don't believe me, just ask Superfan. What's going on, Superfan?
Well, you summed it up pretty nice right there. I tried to call you guys during Super Bowl week to let everybody know the Panthers were about to go on a tear.
Yeah,
because they got all their guys back, and I called in, but it was the Super Bowl, but I'm like, well, they'll see when the guys take the ice at full strength, they'll see, and 8 wins and 9 games later.
Well, they host what? They got Edmonton tomorrow night, right, for the start of a 4-game homestand. Is that what they got going on?
Yeah, interesting sidebar on that. It's superhero nights. I wish I could take credit for that.
Wait, is it really?
Yes, really.
Is there a contest?
They're going to have
a
bunch of superheroes there, and not just me.
and not just you. All right, well, it's going to be – listen, if they keep playing the way they're playing, we're going to be having some playoff hockey here in South Florida once again,
they just swept the state of California for the first time in franchise history.
First time ever. They won 5 they won a 5-game road trip, all 5 games, first time, and also a franchise first. So, yeah, it's looking pretty good here down the stretch.
It is.
Another sidebar. I don't care what you guys say about Pizza Mike. I will bet heavily on him.
You think he's
I think he gets through
security? Are you out of your mind?
Well, they said that. They asked me if I was out of my mind when I thought we were getting back to the playoffs back in November.
So
and
look
how that's turning out.
Wears a cape and tights to the games. You're right. That was a terrible, terrible question. All right, you're going with Pizza Mike. You think he's going to get through security and bring us more pizzas?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I think he's just a crafty guy, and he's already got a plan, and he's going to be like the Joker.
Oh,
I mean,
he's crafty.
You try to stop him, but he's got the plan already, and before you know it, there he is, giving you guys pizzas.
Let's just hope his parole officer doesn't get to him before the pizza trip. That's all, man. All right, we love you, super fan. Appreciate it. Make sure you check out the game tomorrow night against Edmonton. Of course, all the action here on 640 Sports, South Florida's home of the Florida Panthers here, Fox Sports. What is this guy doing in the studio, by the way?
Breaking things.
Does he realize that the light is on and we're actually doing a live show and he's in here trying to do what? I have no idea. I don't know what is so important that he's got to drop chairs and he's got to start hammering in the studio and he can't wait until we're off the air. To hang saint stuff. I don't understand what this is. What do I care about that for now? Don't be handing me things like I should care. I don't care until we're off the air. Oh, I can't. I really can't. I'm gonna lose it on a Tuesday. I'm putting a lock on that door, Zemach. Ridiculous. This is fun. Want to thank Ian Rapoport for dropping by, spending some time with us. It's going to be a slow week, Honda Classic week. The NBA doesn't kick back up until Friday, where you'll have a full slate of games. But we do have the Panthers now to get excited about. March Madness is just around the corner. We'll do our best to get you caught up with all the latest. There are 5 teams that just seem to be heads and tails above everyone else right now. But what does that mean in March Madness? Miami, Larinaga's got that team rolling now. Looks like they're going to make the tournament with ease. You got to be in it to win it. That's what they say.
Yep.
We'll start breaking down the March Madness brackets for you this week as well. Dan Patrick coming up next. Collins after that. Enjoy your day. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Hopefully Darrell Revis won't get rearrested. But one can only hope. In the meantime, have a great day. Thanks for making us a part of it. Raineri and Zemach, 640 Fox Sports South Florida.